should always take accountability for the losses and give praises to those who helped you for the wins.
Absolutely.
Because that builds up, and that's what you call elevating your team, elevating your players when you do things like that. I just saw a documentary last night with Kobe Bryant, and they were talking about him and how he went about it. And they said, well, Kobe, why are you such an a-hole all the time? And he said, I'm an a-hole because, for one, I've seen this guy at practice.
Right.
I've seen how he prepares, and he don't deserve the ball. When I come to practice, I'm working on my craft every day. I'm trying to get better. I bust my butt every day, and I'm trying to elevate everybody else to that same aspect. So you got to be truthful with them, right? You got to first know what you're talking about, and then show them, hey, man, this is a team. Ask for the help. Get the different opinions. Be an intelligent player, not one that just says, I can because I'm talented. Be one because I'm learning how to, you know? And then you pull on guys who've been to the NFL, who've done it at a high level. You pull on guys like Coach Pollard, who's coached, multiple head coaching jobs, offense, defense, done that, and in college was also a coordinator. And you pick their brain and you find this information, you put it together, and you put it in the best funnel you can to where your players can absorb it and then apply it and move fast with it. Yeah. And that's what they've done a really good job of doing.
And that's why I say 2-week coach of the year award.
Well,
I take it right now in the heart after we lost.
That's right.
I got to throw this in 3. I'll get y'all feedback on, because this thing right here don't miss nothing.
Yeah.
This camera.
Yeah.
Okay. Last year when we would lose a game, and I would go to position meetings, players' cafeterias around the building, no matter who I'm around, it was somebody else's fault we lost.
Right.
This year, I'm in those same environments, and everywhere I go, it's our fault.
I think after
room, it's our fault. I go to the wide receiver room, it was our fault. Linebacker room, it was our fault. Totally different level of accountability this year.
Well, I could see that as soon as after the Kansas State game. Just the difference in this team compared to last year, and even the difference in this team compared to after Nebraska. We were totally locked in for Arizona. We knew we had a bad taste in our mouth. We knew we'd let one slip away, and we immediately went back to work. I'm talking from a player standpoint, And obviously our coaches do that every week, but our players went right back to work, and we came out the next week in preparation for Arizona, ready to get that bad taste out of our mouth, ready to get back on a win streak, ready to get ourselves back in contention for the Big 12 championship. And I was just so impressed with how we took the field for practice last week with Arizona, and it really didn't surprise me when we went out there and performed like we did, because our kids took the right mindset and our coaches had the right mindset, and we flushed that loss to Kansas State real fast, and we knew we had to get down to business and get this one taken care of.
I think that's a great telltale sign of what you have in a team and as coaches, because a lot of times one loss can beat you twice.
No doubt.
And so
I bet you gonna say that again.
Preach to me.
Let me say that again.
A lot of times one loss can beat you twice, and sometimes a win can get you beat.
Absolutely.
And I call that the humble pie. I used to have these T-shirts made up, and they had Sweetie Pie, because that's what my great grandma named, and I used to put humble pie inside of it, because Bill Belichick used to serve it every Monday morning at 8:00. Because when you went out there and you thought you did good, he would serve you humble pie and tell you how bad you did. Even though we won, he would tell you these things are going to get you beat.
We get that served. We get that served around here a lot.
You get that humble pie served, and I serve it at 365. It's hot. So you eat that hot pie. What was it?
Life. Oh, come on, baby. That's our movie, man. Come on, man.
He eat that pie, and that pie is hot. And it's like, man, it bit my tongue.
Yeah.
And so
I'm just glad you didn't say the name of the pies.
Yes.
Hey, man.
It's a humble pie.
We got them pies. We got them pies around here.
But
there's something else I want to talk about. We ain't
talking about that.
We ain't gonna do it.
We ain't talking about that.
That was a good segment too.
No, we ain't talking about that.
All right.
But yes, I thought that was just a telltale sign of, like you said, the growth.
Yeah.
The growth of the players.
That's right.
And I feel, again, when you have that, it's like, okay, then there is no shortcut to work. There is no shortcut to work. And you can't be disappointed for the accomplishments that you didn't work for and you don't get.
That's right.
You can't be upset with those.
Mouthful, right?
You know what I'm saying? So when you see it in practice and even as coaches, we have to sometimes take ownership as okay then.
Yeah.
We saw that in practice and we didn't correct it.
That's right.
It was a little thing, but that little thing came back and bit us.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay then, I might have messed up that, not no more, not anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get finished talking. I'm gonna keep talking to the players. And as they used to tell me, it's like, when I stop coaching you is when I stop caring.
That's right.
Boy,
And so those are the
that-
things
there you
that
go,
the
right
guys
there.
gotta, like you said, you got to understand the guys that you have, and you talk to them. Say, hey, listen, how can I help you? You know what I'm saying? Like, tell me, how do you learn more by this, by that? That way, I feel that you take different approaches for each player.
Right.
And then the player, I think, also feels that, okay, then he cares enough about me
Right.
to then invest in me. Say, okay, then I'm going to adjust. I'm going to adjust to the fact that he's curtailing his way he coaches to help me learn. And I think that gives them also confidence.
That's
and
right.
it helps. And at the end of the day,
Yeah.
they want the same results that we want.
That's right. 5-2, man.
5 and
Five
two.
and
Sitting
two.
at 5-2 here, man. On the verge of, 1-0 every week, like we preach.
Right.
But 1-0 every week, 5-2, on the verge of being bowl eligible.
That's right.
Which I'm not sure when that's been done lately for Colorado.
here?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
If it was like a newborn.
Oh,
Been a while.
Wow. Oh man. So you looking at that, man. We setting all type of records, all type of things we can do. We got to get it.
I've
gotta
actually seen
get it.
I've actually seen us in the bowl projections.
Yeah.
I actually ran across that. Got us. I was walking by the TV today and I heard something about the Las Vegas Bowl.
Yeah.
One guy has us
you
with
have bowl tie-ins.
yes.
So your conference is already scripted into certain bowls
Right.
before you finish.
Yes. What are they doing about them Pac-12 tie-ins?
There's some set aside for them for this year.
Okay.
'Cause, we're
But they ain't got two teams.
But we're a Power 4 now.
Right.
But there's a slot for their quote-unquote champion
Okay.
to get a bowl game.
So for me, like the New England Bill Belichick side of me says, don't ignore the noise, handle the noise.
There you go.
And what I mean by that is,
There
don't
you
let
go.
that, don't, you're going to hear the noise, but you have to handle the noise. You're not going
right.
to ignore it because you're on social media.
Right.
You're going to see the things they say that you got to remember those same people that are saying those good things about you were the same ones saying the bull crap about you after week
Well,
2.
speaking of good things about you, Coach, as this sun continues to adjust through these windows,
What you want me to do?
nothing. They look like the two thieves, and you look like Jesus. The light right on you. But we do.
I believe I'm going.
Hey, like that one said, just in case you are who you say you are.
That's right.
Remember me.
That's exactly right.
And I got to
No
remember
doubt.
this. We got a game Saturday.
There you go.
Sold out Folsom Field, 8:15 p.m. kickoff on ESPN. So now
Lord.
it's time to talk about Cincinnati,
Yeah.
8:15 p.m. on ESPN. That's 10:15 on the East Coast. Another night game.
Yes, sir.
A conference game. The conference games the rest of the way. Talk to us defensively and offensively about this Cincinnati matchup.
Well, defensively, like I tell you guys every week, and that thing doesn't change. That the one fundamental defense is effort. So our ability to run to the ball, rally to the ball is going to be important. As you saw in the Arizona game and games before, when we do that, we've gotten turnovers. That's put our explosive offense back on the field. So we want to keep doing that. Our communication has to be well. We have to understand that we got to handle the motions and the jets by Cincinnati. They do that very well. Make sure you have eye discipline, your eyes in the right place, and you're communicating the right things so we can be aligned correctly, have our assignment, and attack downhill. I think the other big fundamental is tackling. We got better this last week tackling. It showed up in the Arizona game. And we have to keep stacking those days. So if we run to the ball, we communicate, and we tackle well, I think we put our offense in the best position possible to get on the field. Because, 3 and outs are turnovers to me.
Right, absolutely.
Not just knocking the ball out and things of that nature, which you want to do. Those are great motivational pieces. It gets everybody excited when you do those type of things. But a 3 and out is just as exciting when you have the explosive offense out like you do, that'll get on the field and score a touchdown. And now it puts them in a position where we know on defense what they got to do to get back in the game when they get 2 and 3 touchdowns down. That menu gets very small, and we can get them guys to pin their ears back, go get the quarterback. We can drop back with confidence, break on the ball. It's just a fun game. But those are the things we got to do.
Well, offensively, they have done a really good job at Cincinnati of creating turnovers. So we've got to do a great job of holding on to the football, protecting the football, and not giving them opportunities to take it away from us. So we've got to really do that. They're more of a bend don't break team. They like to rush 3 or 4 a lot, drop 8, drop 7, and make you make a mistake. And they rally to the ball. They get a lot of hats to the ball, and they got some guys that have got a talent for knocking the ball out. And so, you know, they got two really good defensive linemen. We've got to think about and got to really game plan a little bit for. But it's just going to come down to us executing, holding on to the football, not getting impatient, because they're going to try to keep everything underneath us. We just got to catch the ball, yards after the catch, things like that, and I think we'll be fine. You know, this and another thing. This is, I do think that the 8:15 kickoff is a great kickoff for us this week. I really do, because Cincinnati is actually on the Eastern Standard Time, so it's going to be a 10:15 kickoff for them. Hey, by the way, let's not let it be going unnoticed that reason we're having these 8:15 kickoff games, okay? Because it's 10:15 on the East Coast. Who on the East Coast who are they watching besides Colorado? There is no team out west they're going to watch on the East Coast besides Colorado. So that's why we get in these late games, because them ratings on the East Coast are up. But anyway, back to the game. This game's a big one, Coach, because really and truly this puts us in the driver's seat. Solid, probably, really solidifying, second or third place in the division, in the standings. And our goals, even though we've seen some bold projections out there, our goals will be in the Big 12 championship. So this is a big one for us. We got to take care of business. And I feel really good about what we got going on offensively. I've been watching our defense this week rally to their adjustments and all that motion and things they do. Been really happy seeing that. Excited to see how things are going to turn out Saturday night. If there's the lights going to be on, Folsom. Hey, that end zone back there going to have a little lingering smell come over. Especially when that wind starts coming out the Boulder side and not from the Flatirons. If it's blowing from the Flatirons, you can't smell it. But when it starts flowing the other way, that's when we get an advantage. I think we get an advantage, because the second half it starts going toward the visiting side, and they're not used to that. They're not used to it like we are.
I think
they're not used to that.
I feel that this week I think it's time for some of the young guys to grow up.
Yeah.
Yes,
I think
absolutely.
Some of the young guys
absolutely.
on both sides of the ball need to step in and step into their own. And one thing about playing at home, the defense have to be more communicative, because the crowd is so much louder when the offense has the ball.
That's
It's
right.
a little bit different for the offense because it's quiet. And so one of those things about playing at home as a defense, you have to be on top of your stuff because it's so loud. The stadium is built right on top of the field. And so your communication has to be very precise, it has to be very loud, and it has to be very direct. And so it's very important for us as linebackers to be able to get that communication out to the safeties and the D-line. And you'll see them walk up in the line and talk to them and have to pat them because it's so loud. And it's great that it's loud.
That's right.
But it makes it hard on, as we used to say, if it's hard on us, it's just right for everybody else.
That's right.
So
I bet you won't say that again.
Love it.
Hey, when it's hard on us, it's just right for everybody else. And so those are the things that we must do as a defense, is be on top of our game, understand what the game plan is, understand what we want to stop them from doing, is stop the run as always, and then when you get the third down, is get off the field and get after that quarterback. And so we got to be physical, dominate the line of scrimmage. That won't change week in and week out. And so they have a great talent at running back. They have a good tight end, and they have good receivers. And so we have our challenge cut out for us. And so the complementary football that we talked about like last week, of being ready for the surprise things in special teams, being ready for being patient on offense, and then on defense, taking advantage and us creating turnovers. And at that point, again, that confidence, when you start wearing it and you think things are supposed to happen good for you, and then that positive vibe comes out.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, offensively, I'm looking forward to seeing our run game continue to progress. Though we ran the ball really good against Arizona.
Really did.
Of course, we got, a lot of people aren't talking about it because of Travis, but hey, Shedeur Sanders is a Heisman candidate as well. And I mean, he's having a phenomenal year. Kind of, if it's possible to fly under the radar, he has a little bit, but here lately, people are starting to gain some traction, talking about him a lot more with and taking notice of the kind of season he has had. And we're starting to get our receivers healthy again. Got a couple hurt against Kansas State. But yeah, we've had we've got a three-headed monster in the backfield right now with Zay and Dallin and Micah. And they had a great game against Arizona. I'm looking forward to see what they can do against Cincinnati because I'm telling you, I promise you this. We rush for 125 yards, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I don't believe anybody in the country can beat us if we rush for 125 yards.
That's right.
Because Shadur's going to get his, our receivers are going to get theirs, and if we get 125 yards rushing, I mean, I just think that's a great recipe for our offense, and it'll keep us,
I think that
keep
makes
our
it a lot
defense.
easier on Shador too.
Ain't no doubt, no doubt.
You can do play
No
action and
doubt.
everything else. It's like, running the ball helps everybody.
Yes, helps the defense too.
Well, it helps the
because-
offensive line.
Right,
like
it
you
does.
got an offensive lineman that can come off and tee off, and then
Right.
they're playing that, and then you go play action. Then it helps that, so you can go whether it's max protect, do whatever, and we know that he can spin it with the best
That's
of them.
right.
And so when we protect him and keep him upright and give them everything to play from,
Exactly.
versus say, okay, then we've stopped the run, we're one-dimensional. As a defense, that's what we want to do,
That's
is
right.
make teams one-dimensional.
That's right. Yes.
So that we can do stuff. So we understand that. And so when we run the ball, like you said, controlling the line of scrimmage offensively as well as defensively makes us tough to beat.
Well, I tell you nothing. I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about this, man. We had, our kicker Mata was Big 12 Special Teams Player of the Week last week.
Should be every
had
week.
four extra points, 2 field goals. Guys, I'm telling you right
I
now.
don't think he's missed that.
Coach Prime and I talked about this. We've had him since Jackson State. I think he's missed three field goals in his career, maybe 3.
He's got a block and a miss this year.
Yeah, I don't count the block against him. I count the miss. But I think as far as field goals that he has missed, I think he's missed 3 in his career. I could be wrong about that. I call him automata, because he automatic, and he had a great game, and I think he's definitely an advantage for us. We get inside the 40-yard line or 35-yard line, 40, 35, whatever. I think we know we're going to come away with points with him.
Yeah. Wait, listen, Buff fans, y'all come on out to a packed stadium, all right? We got the food trucks for you. You got a bathroom at the stadium. They got a couple of them.
You got
so
all
you ain't gotta
day.
go nowhere. You
You
can
get
sit
sauced
right
up.
here and do that. The student section will have all the little extra festivities and package you
No
need.
doubt.
Just go see them. They'll take care of you.
That's right.
If you don't know where to go, just follow the smell.
That's
And you'll
right.
get
You don't
there.
know where to go, just take deep breaths.
That's right. If you can't find it, it'll find you.
It'll find you, baby.
I promise you.
But it's going to be a great night.
That's right.
Listen, fans, y'all need to spread this out to everybody now. We done talked about this 2 times now. Don't do this now. Listen, when the game is over, we've played our best ability and we've done a great job, and the score reads like we want it to. Do not rush that field.
Please
There
don't.
is a fine.
I think the fine's going up now. Fine's going up.
It's going up. So listen, we need y'all to spread the word, okay? Let's all be team
We love
players
y'all,
here.
man.
We love you. We love the enthusiasm, okay? Keep it
We'll
the same,
come up to
baby.
y'all.
We'll come up to y'all. That's what we'll
The
do.
most recent fine, LSU had to pay Ole Miss $250,000.
$250,000,
Yes, Lord.
and I think Texas is going to have to pay like $250 for throwing
for
water
throwing
bottles
water
on the
bottles
field.
on the field.
Oh, throwing the water bottles
against Georgia. Yeah, they threw about 1,000 of them out there.
Everybody come up
Yeah.
sideline and do it.
So anyway, hey, great message, Coach. Fans, please understand it's a safety issue. It definitely cuts in our budget. We love y'all, but hey, man, we can't wait to see y'all Saturday night here at Folsom Field. Till next week, peace.
Go Bus out.